Good morning, crafty friends. How are you today? This is Cheryl. I am coming to you today to give you a little bit of a commentary on my design team project, which was a folio / journal. And to talk to you about the construction of it and how easy it is. Folios are super popular right now, and they're all over with swaps and different styles. I've seen all kinds of folios made of all kinds of things. We've done several here in the group. I did a swap last month for St. Patrick's Day. It was a 3-envelope folio, which was super easy. And this one is 5 envelopes, and it is super easy as well. For the November, no, not November. What am I saying? January. For the January challenge, Nuvia's January challenge, I did a 6-envelope one with all of the things that she sent and some things that I had. So they are easy. They are everywhere. I am seeing folio challenges. I am seeing folio swaps. And so I love them. They make a great gift. I am thinking, and I had this in mind when I created this, this is the kind of thing that you could create in a short time, and it's beautiful. And it would be a great Mother's Day gift for your mother, for your grandmother, for your daughter, for your sister, makes a great little gift. Okay, so, excuse me. Let me get a drink of my coffee here. Now that's going to make everything better. But anyway, I want to show it to you, and then I want to show you how I put it together, the basic bones of it. And so let's do that. I bought some faux origami lavender because I'm also working on a journal with this kit, these 2 kits. So I bought this lavender and I gessoed it up so I could make it look just a little softer and more realistic. And I think I needed to do the leaves too because they're like super green. And I just have it stuck in there as a little decoration, but you could actually attach it somehow or whatever in your projects. It's just tied together with some ribbon here. And here it is. So it is 5 envelopes. I started with a large envelope, 2 junk mail type envelopes, and then two regular envelopes. Let's look at it. This is a regular envelope, and this is the cover. This is like creating, on this one, it's like creating the cover of a journal. So this is going to be your prettiest one because it's on the outside. You're going to make it special. So I just used a digital from, the 2 digitals that I used were Lavender and Lace from Cara Brandon Creations. And I used Emma Parrish Artist, French Lavender. They're both on Etsy. And so I'm not going to tell you which digital is which on every page or anything like that. Just know that those 2 digitals are the ones that I used. And so I have a digital, a book page that I roughed up, and another picture from the digital, sari silk and a butterfly, and of course lace, because this is lavender and lace. So it opens up to a pocket, and in that pocket I have just put some pieces from the kits. And then this is a tall envelope. It is a junk mail envelope, which I covered.
And as you can see, it makes a pocket. And in here, more pieces from the kit. And this was just a postcard, a free postcard that I received, you know, a free digi at some point. And I noticed that she used the same one in her digi. And that made it match. So I used it. And beautiful pages, you know, beautiful collage pages that don't really need a lot, you know. I added real vintage lace. This big lace is real vintage lace that I've been hoarding for a long time. It's from back in the 60s or 70s sometime. And so it's vintage. And when I open it up, I have, you know, the envelope creates, again, a pocket, which I have a postcard that you could actually put a stamp and write something on. I left it. I was going to decorate them like I decorate postcards, but it's upside down. But I decided to just leave it so that if I give this journal to someone, they can actually use this postcard and put a stamp on it and write a note and send it the way it is. And I thought that was cool. And in this little pocket, I've decorated the envelope here with a little pocket, pieces from the digi, and then I used fabric, lavender fabric and laces, and made one of these little scrappies, you know, one of these little clusters, fabric and lace clusters. And then I just have little pieces from the digital kits in the pockets. And here's another page, another collage page from one of the digitals. And again, a junk mail envelope, and it opens up, and I have put in here I made a piece of stationery from one of the digitals, and I just stenciled it on the back, but you can use it as stationery. I love stationery, so in case you don't know that, this is a genuine piece of vintage stationery, and I just inked it up a little bit to give it that more aged look, and I love stationery. That's why this is such a great gift, because you can put stationery and cards and things in it that somebody can actually use. Here I have made a hidden paper clip and a little tag from the digital. Now this is the big envelope that opens up, okay? And I'm going to show you all about it here in a few minutes, but right now I'm just giving you a flip through. So here's the pocket and a bookmark, and I took embroidery floss and I braided it 3 different colors and made a little this little tassel thing, not really a tassel, but whatever you call that. I made that for on the bookmark so that if you use it as a bookmark, you know, this can hang out and you know where you are. It's easy to find where your place in a book or in your journal. And snippet, piece of a snippet, you know, these fabric snippets that we are crazy about, you know, you can actually use them. So here is the journal part. I just folded pages, you know, I tore them and then inked them, coffee dyed paper, and stenciled on each one so that it's decorated and very pretty. They're all kind of a different size because of tearing them too. That was quite accidental, but it's actually waterfall and pretty. Okay, and this is the last part, and this is the big pocket. And I put a scripture on here because I had someone in mind that is a mother, not my mother anymore. I'm sorry to say my mom is not with me anymore, but I have daughters that are mothers. And the scripture says, "Give her the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates." And that's from Proverbs 31. And I thought that was so appropriate for Mother's Day,
gift. And in here are a little button. I sewed buttons on this little button card. I made another handmade postcard. This time I put the stamp on it, and it's just basically for journaling if you want to journal here. And it's just pretty. I made another page from the digital into a little piece of stationery, and I stenciled another postcard just to write on, just something pretty to write on. Here's another little bookmark that was in the kit, and it can be used at, you know, in another. I could have gessoed this on the back or put a little piece of lined paper, and I might do that so that you could kind of journal on it. It is a bookmark though. So I have all these pretty pieces that I have tucked in here in this big pocket. And I have a little envelope here. I can't even remember what I put in here. Oh yeah, blueberry muffin herbal tea. And how appropriate. Tea and a journal, you know. And another feature of this folio is this is also a great big pocket. I have a piece of stationery in here, but this is also a big pocket. And if you remove this clip, this is also a tall pocket in here. So that's nice for storing, you know, handwritten notes or cards, or, you know, like Mother's Day cards tucked in here to save, whatever. And it, you know, this is the journal part, so it closes like that, and then like this, and then like this, this, and that. And that, my friend, is the folio, the Mother's Day folio that I have created. It's very easy. I'm hoping you guys will want to create one. And I'm going to show you right now and put this aside. I love it so much. And I can't wait to give it. But anyway, this is the basic construction of it. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this now. I don't have to look pretty right now. Okay, so here we have 5 envelopes. 6 envelopes. I think I decided to make a flip on that one. But I started with, this is a white 9 by 12. You can see here, I'm going to show you. This is a 9 by 12 envelope. Just a, you know, a mailer or whatever. It seals, has a little tape thing that seals it. And so what I did was I folded it up about 2.5 inches, and that makes the pockets on the inside. And you can cut this flap. Can you see me? You can cut this flap and make 2 pockets with a flap if you want to, but I didn't do that this time. I tucked it in, you know, took that thing and glued it down so that when I sewed the journal in, you know, and then I folded it over. Let's see, how far did I fold it? It's about 3 3/4 inch over. So that when I would sew the journal in, it's going to make 2 pockets here, and they're open, and I don't have to fuss with the flaps. So I did that. So that makes the base of it, where, you know, the journal, the big pocket, all of that. And then so this one goes this way. So then I picked an envelope, coffee dyed regular envelope here, and I put this way. And you can use any envelopes, okay? Now, you can use and do it whatever direction you want, but this is how I did it, and it showed you that because they open opposite, you know, like, that's the cool part of it. Okay, and then I didn't coffee dye this one yet, but this is just a junk mail envelope. I may or may not even use the window. I may just cover the whole thing. You don't have to have window envelope, you know. But anyway, one would close this way then. Here's another one, and this is a little smaller, and this would close that way. And then we have our front one, the cover, and that would go right about there. So it opens this way, and this way, and all of these are pockets to put things in, and this way, and then this way. Get it? And super easy. I might jump on here at some point, cut papers, and jump on here and actually put one together for you, but I think if you do journals, you can probably watch this and get this part down, and then you know what you need to do first is take each envelope and cover them with, you know, paper. Decorate them. I did all of that first. I covered, you don't have to do the flaps because the flaps are all going to be glued to the back, and then the very last thing that you will do is cover with scrapbook paper or whatever kind of paper, digital paper, to make the back. Okay, the back on this one, which I forgot to show you, I put a little pocket here. I covered it, then I put a little pocket. Isn't that sweet? I put this little pocket and this little thing, this little tag in here, just to make it cute on the back. You don't have to do that, but I did it. I didn't put a ribbon in there yet, but I will. So anyway, this is the last thing you're gonna decorate, you know. But I decorated each envelope, and I decorated them on the front, and I decorated them here, you know, each one. And if you're gonna use a window, then you would cut out and, you know, your paper around the window. And then you could actually put a piece of paper in here, something pretty, so that when you pull a tag or whatever's in there out, you know, it's still pretty underneath. So I decorated all of the envelopes individually, making, you know, looking at them and coordinating the papers and everything. And then after I did that, after I decorated all of the envelopes, then I decorated this one. And I decorated here and here, here and here. And I actually cut out a little tiny V so that there was a space here and there was nothing here. And this makes a pocket and a pocket here, and you're going to glue them down. So that when before I put my journal together in here, after I put the papers down, I put a ribbon. Ribbon or fabric reinforces the spine really, really well. So I put a ribbon, this kind of ribbon. I just used the same ribbon that I have it tied with and put it in there after the papers were on there, all the way down, so that when I sewed those, sewed the signature in, and I think I used 4 or 5 pieces of paper, regular coffee dyed paper, folded the long way, not folded like you would do in a regular journal, but folded the long way so that they're narrow. And then I tore the edges, put it together as a signature, sewed it in with a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Then on the back, it's just reinforced with, I took a piece of coffee dyed paper, a little strip, and glued it on there. And then, you know, I think I did that first so that when I did this piece, put the paper on there, the paper overlaps over top of that. You know what I mean? So you just have to think a little bit, but it's not hard at all. And if I can figure it out, I guarantee you anybody can. This is a bank envelope, and I just thought, you know, this would make a cute little flip. in here. Even if I have a journal in here, I might have to cut this pocket down a little bit or unfold it and refold it. But you could make a flip. You could make a flip up. You know what I mean? You could do it with paper. Scrapbook paper. You could do anything that you want to do. I mean, these are super easy, super fun. So I just wanted to show you that. And one more thing that I want to show you. Let me pin it together here so I don't forget what I was going to do. I'm working on another design team project, and that is my lavender and lace journal. So far, I hope I can meet my own deadline. So far, what I've done is I took the spine off of a book and created a new spine. But first, I painted the two pieces. I just didn't like, I mean, the color was like, I don't know, some kind of blue or green or something. I don't know. I think it was blue. So I mixed up some lavender paint with sky blue and red, made lavender and painted the pieces and then Mod Podged them. Made a spine out of chipboard, put it in here with this fabric-y, what is it called? Duct tape is what I use on my journals, because it is very fat. If you ever tear it, you can see that it's almost like it's laminated fabric or whatever, and it works really well. And so I used it on both sides, and on the inside then, so far what I've done is put a piece of fabric here and some lace and this was actually the fly pages out of a large book that I saved those they're always a heavier paper, and I always save them when I take a book apart. So I have some touching up to do, but I saved them and I used them because they were long enough, you know. And I have some little touching up to do in places, but that won't take me very long. And what I'm going to have to do here is I'm going to have to gesso these two sides here. You can see that one is narrower, so that's the front of the book. And this will be the back of the book. I'm going to put gesso here. Gesso makes shiny things not shiny anymore. So I have white gesso. I'm just going to paint some gesso on here. And then I think what I might do is try to mix up some of this lavender again and paint it just on there. And because I kind of made that wide and I don't have fabric, I'm going to use lace because this is lavender and lace, right? So that's why I'm doing it. Normally I would just cover that with a piece of fabric and move on. But this is kind of special. So I'm working on it, and I got my 2 signatures. You know, each signature has to have at least 10 pages. That's the requirements. So I picked out my papers and tucked in some things that I want to put in place later. I used a lot of coffee dyed papers, and I have a doily there to make a tuck, and you know, all kinds of papers. We have to use 2 or 3 specialty papers like graph paper, ledger paper, whatever kind of paper, mulberry paper. So I got my signatures put together. And now I need to, after I finish my cover, I need to work on the signatures, get them sewn in, man. I need to get this done. So, like I said, I hope I can meet my own deadline. That's pretty funny, isn't it? But yeah, I find myself having family things to do and other things to do, and I hate that when it takes away from my craft time, but here I am, and it is what it is. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing the flip through, and also that would give you an idea of something that you could make as a Mother's Day gift or for any kind of purpose. Excuse me, I don't know why I have a frog today. I'm not sick. But anyway, it's a very easy process. It looks hard. The first time I ever made one, I thought it was kind of hard, but it's really not. And now I can just throw them together. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a fun, crafty day. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.